Let's move on to round number 2. Again, I almost forgot the same speech I say every fucking Monday night. Every Monday night, we here with you guys. Shout out to everyone in the chat room. We love when you chime in and leave your votes. We're going to talk about some other records. Matter of fact, if you want to drop comments in the chat room, what Tommy Boy records you guys think we should have been battling tonight, go ahead and let us know. We're moving on to round number 2. Let's talk about it. We're talking about, we're talking about Digital Underground's Humpty Dance. Brought to us by DJ Scandalous. Going up against Planet Rock by Africa Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation. Brought to us by Cool Breeze. This is going to be an interesting battle. We're talking about 2 records from the same, 2 groups from the same label, possibly the same decade. I mean, a little off in years, right? But they're both 80s, and that's kind of interesting that ended up happening by accident. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's start off with the Humpty Dance. Rest in peace, Shock G.
Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money, see? So yo, world, I hope you're ready for me. Now gather round. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I drink a bottle of Hennessy you got on your shelf, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the Humpty. Yo, ladies, oh, how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm stepping tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky, I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this, straight gangsta Mac. But sometimes I get ridiculous. I'll eat up all your crackers and your licorice. Oh, yo, fat girl, come here, are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat, look at me, I'm skinny. It never stopped me from getting busy, I'm a freak. I like the girls with the boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom, I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze thee. They say I'm ugly, but it just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do it all. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Check me out, y'all. Do the Humpty Hump. Just watch me do the Humpty Hump. Yeah, do you know what I'm doing? Doing the Humpty Hump. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. People say.
I saw you pop.
That should bring back so many memories.
That took me to a place, bro.
That's my music. That's my music video debut. You know what I'm saying? I was out on stage, on the ground. You know what I mean? We was out there doing it up and shit.
They started the background dance. Okay. So you know what? I knew I was getting it wrong. It's not African Bambaataa and the Zulu Nation. It's African Bambaataa and the Soul Sonic Force.
Soul Sonic Force, right?
Yeah,
right. That was a breakbeat with the Zulu Nation on it. That was the breakbeat, though, and that's why.
You know what? You're all right. The Zulu, that one.
Yeah.
That was classic. Also, again, we're saying how dope Digital Underground's Humpty Dance is. It brought us to a place. Let's go back to another place, a little back further in time, with African Bambaataa, the Soul Sonic Force, Planet Rock.
Just get on down. Bambaataa's getting so fucking hot. Yeah, it's time to chase your dreams. About the seats, make your body sway. Socialize. Get down. Let your soul lead the way. Shake it now. Come on, ladies. It's a living dream. Love, life, live. Come play the game. Our world is free. Do it to one but free.
Don't stop it here or let it continue like to the real hook. I can't help. I can't hear you.
It's cool.
You're on mute.
Mute.
Let that rock. My bad. I had to shut the door.
Yeah, let that shit go.
people say, live it up, shucks. Work or play, our world is free. Be what you be to me.
That's right, Jules. Where your cardboard at, Jules? Where your cardboard for? Where the cardboard at, baby?
First of all, I don't know why you think automatically the Latino know how to break dance. I don't know nothing about this. I got two left Pumas. You know what I'm saying? I
He don't follow baseball. He don't break dance. What's going on out here, man?
I break all stereotypes. I break all stereotypes.
He's an imposter. What is this?
I break all
Beyond Latino Burger?
I'm going to show you how much I break stereotypes. My people hang out with my people. Look who's the only Latin brother in the room. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. That's why I get away with questions. That's why I get away with playing these kind of games. We're talking the Humpty Dance classic. Put us in our feelings up against Planet Rock. Mm-hmm. Put us in more feelings when I stop the record and keep playing the record.
You have to.
The 80s was way too slept on in my personal opinion. I told you I was never that crazy about the 80s, but the more and more games we've been doing, combining and playing 80s more hip hop, I was asleep. I was asleep at the wheel. You know what I'm saying? We're talking two classics. Chat room, let me know what you're thinking. Let's get that voting booth all together in there if it's not in there already. And guys, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead. Who wants to start first? Scan or Cool Breeze? Which one of y'all want to go first?
Scan.
All right, so definitely both two monumental hip hop records, man. My reason for picking the Humpty Dance is that I think, again, we always talk about it on this channel. The fact that you could be creative in hip hop at this particular time, right? So when Digital Underground came out, kind of an orthodox group, kind of, they're from California, funk elements, hip hop elements, nothing like the kind, if you think about it, at this particular time. Humpty Dance came out and it literally shook the world, because I think in the 80s, right, especially like with the earlier days of like 84, 85, you had like the dances like the WAP and the different things that came out that were associated with records. So for me, that was kind of like the first thing that kind of made me look at this record, that it was kind of like an ode to that, in my opinion, at this particular time, that it was still carrying on that tradition of like the early 80s kind of stuff. And then when you listen to the lyrics, right, when you actually listen to it, it's funny. The bars are together. It's a good song. You know what I mean? It's comical. You know the song word for word. And then on top of it, I think the production. So when you hear the bass line coming through on this particular record, again, no other record I could think of sounding like that. I think the only other record that we can possibly factor in like a bass line that was like of significance is probably like The Choice Is Yours and like maybe Juice Know the Ledge, right? Like those are songs with like bass lines that really get you hyped when they start off. So for that, I think that was my reason for picking the Humpty Dance in this particular instance. Now, Planet Rock, again, just real quick, and then I'll kick it to you, Breeze. But just Planet Rock, again, I think was at the top of the 80s, which is a monumental record. But to me, one opens the 80s, so to speak, and one closes the 80s, so to speak. With that, and so I'll kick it over to you, Breeze.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off that last statement. Definitely, Planet Rock is a song that came out 86. So
I thought that was like 82, bro.
Was it 82? I looked it up again.
That might be a little too early. I think 86, maybe 84, if anything.
I think 82 to 83.
But it's
chat room, can we get a Price is Right in the chat room?
I would say that look at
86. Said Humpty's in the 80s. I thought it was the early 90s.
The Google
Mr. September says 82.
Yeah, I'm like, I know, because I remember when I heard it. It was like 82.
It was early.
We were all a little crazy to go up against this Scandalous who's got a mind.
It said 86 though.
He'll tell you the barcode on the back of that single right there.
That's a fact though. That is a fact though.
I will say when you Google it, it does say 86.
Yeah.
They're wrong.
I take it back. These Scandalous shit. I take it back.
thinking about it, that was 86. Yeah, that came out around that. Yeah. So what I would say is that that song was like a huge song at that particular point in time. And it was sort of like a futuristic song. And if you look at how African Bambaataa, they were dressing, and you look at the videos and stuff like that, their stage looked like they were on like another planet, and they had
In
dressed
fact, that
up.
probably was 82, just based on the outfits.
Yeah.
It was 82.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Because they weren't dressing like that in the late 80s, because that was more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, by 85, you were already on the bombers and sheepskins.
Yeah,
and
Malcontent says it says 82.
85.
Malcontent says 82.
I mean, he was
I
wearing
think it's wrong.
sequins, halter tops, and shit like that.
My man had the Indian feather jar, like the chief.
Yeah.
Like it was,
Yeah, that's
So-
damn.
Right.
Oh,
that's all
damn.
from the George
It was
Clinton.
like-
That's all that George Clinton era, man.
Yeah. So
Right,
it was-
exactly, Ike. Exactly, Ike.
Yeah, so it was sort of like the dressing was more like futuristic, sort of like native, sort of
The
like
sound was futuristic. It was crazy.
sure. Next level, we're exploring other planets, and so this song captured all of those things in that, and I believe that was a group, sort of like the hip hop group to like the George Clintons and the other like Bootsy and all of those guys that were coming up. So this is like the hip hop version of that. So that song is just an iconic song, and you can just throw it on and you can still rock out to it. And I think that was one of the earlier hip hop songs that were in a small group to come out at that time. I think that you can still go back and say, you know what, it still, to me, resonates today, and it's still relevant as it was when it first came out. So that's why I picked African Bambaataa.
Let's go ahead and go around the room real quick, find out what's going on. So we know the two gentlemen that brought the records into the room think. Who wants to step up first and place their vote for Humpty Dance or Planet Rock? Who do you got?
I'll go first. I'm super biased to Humpty Dance since my uncle was in Digital Underground.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa.
Wait a second.
And yeah, he was in Digital Underground. He put out an album. We'll talk about that later. But
Okay.
I'm going with Planet Rock because I'm thinking about how Planet Rock
You
reigned.
went against family. You went against family.
Went against
I did.
I did.
I did. And guess what? Guess what he would have did if he saw how Planet Rock rang off in Detroit, Baltimore, L.A.
Yeah.
He might have went against family too.
I mean, good rep first vote down. I mean, and he's got strong.
Just that, the way that record go, like that record, both of those records are still relevant today. But Planet Rock is kind of, I don't know how to say it. I guess it's a little bit more
Legendary.
ratchet.
It takes you to another planet, Reverend?
Maybe that might
They were trying to talk to the aliens, is what they were trying to always talk about. They were like,
like that. I mean, white girls like the Humpty Dance because black people like it. They like Planet Rock just because, you know what I'm saying?
I think Planet Rock could have got away with like, no rap on it, no whatsoever, just the beat.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could have. So I'm going with Planet Rock though.
We got one vote in besides the guys that brought the record in for Planet Rock. Does anybody want to place a vote on the other side?
I'm gonna place my vote, and I'm gonna go with Digital Underground and Humpty Dance on this one. As I love Planet Rock, bro. I love Planet Rock. I think if you've been at any party, shout out to my peoples back up in the BX and Gun Hill Road and Baychester and all that shit. When you're back at the family events, Planet Rock and shit like that, like that's such a great record. But I think Humpty Dance, I think it's for me for this vote is just like more of a personal thing. Like I remember that shit being on my Walkman on my bus trip to DC, and I knew the lyrics to that whole entire song by the time I came back. And I still check myself today, like, I don't know these lyrics. That shit came on, and I was already 1, 2, 3.
Word for word.
Yeah,
Word
so
for
it, there's just on how big of an impact, how big of a catastrophic impact Digital Underground had, I think, just kind of for me personally outweighs the Planet Rock. But the Planet Rock is fucking phenomenal. Love that shit, bro. Love that shit.
You got one vote on each side of the room right now. Like I said, Planet Rock not falling asleep. Neither is Humpty Dance. Who's stepping up for either one of these records next? Who do you got?
Yo, I got Humpty. I got Humpty because it was comical. And you know, even though it was comical, it was still hood. It was still like you know.
Can we talk about the genius of one person playing two people on stage?
Right.
That's,
yeah.
Right.
Of course.
Right.
I
Right.
don't think it's been done since. I could be wrong,
Right.
but I don't think it's been done since, and not to the level that Shock G took it to.
No, it won't be acknowledged. It won't be acknowledged. That was like a fucking character that everybody wanted to see. You know what I mean? And if you just chose if you wanted to, and you know, MF Doom choose
I was going to say
to a different level. You know what I mean?
Definitely planted the seed for people to be able to sort of disguise themselves on stage and still be dope. And he did that. So that's kind of fire. And your man, the good Rev, we might have to post this post with this episode. He just sent me a picture of his uncle in the group. Is that Pac? Is he next to Pac?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Pac, Shock G, and his uncle, and Money Mike. Is it, Money B.
Money
Yo,
B,
yo,
yeah.
yo, good rap. Shout out your uncle. Shout out you.
Yeah, my uncle was in the group, yo.
Nah,
He throws a tie in the
Shout
Do
him
What
out.
You Like video.
Triple C's like, what's his government name? What's his social security?
Shout out his
I want to stalk him.
Not his address.
What was his
His name is Bart Nicholson. I'm Kevin Nicholson. His name is Bart Nicholson.
Oh, snap. I thought you were trying to be funny.
Oh, his name is Bart Nicholson.
I really thought you was trying to be funny. I'm like, bro, that ain't funny.
Nah, he got murdered in Atlanta. So
Rest in peace.
Wow, rest in peace, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Listen, we're gonna attach. If it's cool with you, I'd love to attach that picture to this episode when it drops on YouTube.
yeah, sure. But say
It's
yeah.
fire.
Dope.
I be telling people I'm in this group and they don't believe me.
No, it's straight up a picture of Pac, Shock G, Money B, and his uncle in one picture, and they're all chilling. It's not like the standard like after the show VIP, the meet and greet. Yeah, nah.
Where at the Burger King bathroom?
No.
Nah.
Oh, listen, we got 2 votes in besides we got 2 votes in the room for Humpty Dance, 1 vote in for Planet Rock. Does anybody want to step up on Planet Rock as well or no?
Man, I am going to go. Planet Rock is such a big record, man. Such a big record.
You could stand on that and say without Planet Rock, there would be no, Humpty Dance.
Without Planet Rock, there would be no Humpty Dance or any of these songs that we're talking about. But Humpty Dance is, I don't know, man. I was saying, Humpty Dance, when you played that song, man, it took me to a place. It took me back to the University of Virginia at the SAB, rocking to Humpty Dance, and just that bass line and how heavy it hits, man. And I mean, the whole line about the fat girl, come here, you ticklish, and getting busy in the Burger King bathroom, man.
That was my line. The BurgerKing bathroom was my line.
Hobos rolling up on sheets back in the school, baby.
man. And you know, like you said, the novelty of him being 2 different people.
Mm-hmm.
It's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going Humpty Dance as well. Out of respect, we're gonna keep going around the room just to wrap it up. Who else wants to place their vote?
I think that was it.
That's it.
I'm really
yeah,
being
that's it.
sincere.
Oh, snap.
69.
I forgot everybody voted.
You want
With
the
that
one
being said-
rolling there, Jules?
Step off and do the hump.
Step off. You know what? DJ Scandalous is kind of right though, because with the way the round went, I could easily end with that pun. Humpty
That
Dance
was good. That was good.
versus Planet Rock. Humpty Dance takes the win. Step off, Breeze. We're doing the hump. Humpty Dance for the win.
Yeah, you guys are funny. You guys are fucking funny.